Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, please be sure to click the subscribe button as well as the notifications bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. If you are already part of the family, what's popping, what's happening, what's good? So today I have a ICYMI try on haul for you guys. I decided to take the plunge and do a swimwear haul. Outside is kind of open, kind of not open. Some countries have opened up for flights, so some of you might be going on holiday, or maybe you've already been on holiday, or maybe you are on holiday right now. Either way, some places are open and I was like, hey, why not? So before we get any further into this haul, if you are into the fat shaming business, please exit stage left. Your girl is not thin, your girl is chubby, thick, fat, fluffy, whatever you want to call it. So if that's not your thing, please leave. So yeah, I went to ICYMI and I ordered a bunch of stuff. I ordered, I think, 5 bikini sets. So with ICYMI, the stuff does come as a set, so unfortunately you can't choose a top or a bottom or buy like the 2 items separately. It all comes together as one. The benefit of that is that it's cheaper. The disadvantage is obviously if you are not the exact same from head to toe, or your top is bigger than your bottom, or your bottom is bigger than your top, then that's not probably going to be very ideal for you. I do want to point out that I was very disappointed with the packaging. I understand not wanting to do too much in order to be eco-friendly, but I feel like there's a way to do that. Like you could use maybe eco-friendly packaging or materials, but this was just so crazy to me. It literally was just this packaging and then just the plastic and the item in there, and I was like, no effort, 0 attempts of trying, nothing. But yeah, I was just pointing that out, that if you're one of those people who likes good packaging, just don't expect that with ICYMI, because baby, they're not gonna give you that. So this first one is called See You on the Beach bikini set. Just as a heads up, every time I lift an item and drop it down, obviously my lighting is kind of gonna like change, so I'm really sorry for that. I apologize in advance. This is what the top looks like. It's like a quarter, I don't even want to call it a quarter length sleeve. It's just like a little bit lower than over here, and it's this like neon green and black mesh detail top. This is the mesh, and it's got this zip going down the middle. The back of the top kind of like comes up a little bit over here. I guess that's just the design. Hi guys, editing Nissi from the future here. So I don't know what the heck happened when I got this package. I don't know why I had forgotten what the original swimsuit looked like, but it turns out the zip is actually meant to be in the back. So for the most part, just take everything I'm saying about this top with a pinch of salt. So the matching bikini bottom had this gray and black contrast, I guess, colorway, and this neon piping as well. Now you'll notice from the try-on clip that this top was quite tight, but again, big titty problems was new. Because it's so tight, it kind of rises up, and unfortunately I feel like this material doesn't have that tight grip, so it kind of feels like the top is sliding up, which makes it uncomfortable, and sometimes it can press your boobs down, so then you look kind of like it's trying to flatten your boobs, and I feel like it's very unflattering. First of all, with the front, I think this is just my personal fluffy chubby problems, but you couldn't really see the piping at the front, but I feel like that's because I have like a fupa belly, whatever you want to call it. And then at the back, I felt like it was kind of almost sucking the bottoms in, so it kind of starts to rise as though it is a thong, even though it's not meant to look like that. So for me, that was kind of like a disadvantage or a downside to it. All of these, I think I bought all the bikinis in a large, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to put the sizes down below that I did buy. But it was one of those things where I feel like if I went up to a extra large, it was going to be a little bit big, especially for the top, because the top was tight, but I had already identified that the material doesn't have enough support. Now if I went up to an extra large, it was only going to be kind of looser and offer less support, and I didn't like that. The top itself, I felt like it would have looked nice if you like zipped it down a little bit, but because it was so tight around my chest, if I tried to zip it down a little bit, the whole thing would just like zoop. So I feel like that's a downside. I don't know if it's just because the zip itself is not really like strong, so I don't know if anyone had smaller boobs, if they did that, would it actually just fling open? And that's a no-no. Like nobody wants to have a lip slip on the beach or in a pool. So yeah, that was basically the downside to this one, but I really did like the color against my skin. You'll notice I actually got quite a few neon bikini sets, so yeah. The next set I got is called the Sudden Serenity Bikini, and this was a multicolored one. On the website, some of the sets come in many different colors, so it just depends on obviously which color you select. But this colorway was kind of like this rusty burnt orange with this like, it's kind of like a champagne but like also like a nude kind of color. These are the bottoms. They had this like gold ring detail on the side. These are fit like, I want to say Brazilian bottoms, so it's kind of cheeky, kind of small. It's not really high-waisted, so if you're worried about a belly and stuff like that, just know that it's not going to do much covering up. You guys will notice from the try and fit that it was quite tight, like it was digging into the side of my stomach, stomach, like hip area, or just, yeah, it was just digging into each other. The bikini top has this like asymmetrical detail and one arm on the side, and it also has the gold ring detail in the middle. In terms of support, I found that the support wasn't bad. I just had to make sure that I tightened the thinner straps on the left side, so that it kind of offered the same amount of like support as this side, because before I tightened it, it kind of was like my boobs were sitting lopsided. So just be sure to adjust these straps if you do get this set. I liked the combination of the colors together. As you will see from the triangle clip, I just felt like it was just tight, like there's nothing I can do about that. I do feel like with this one I probably could have gone to extra large and it would have been fine in terms of the support and everything, but as I pointed out, the type of bottoms these are kind of like more Brazilian. So you notice on the front you can see like my fupa, like where it begins on the front there, you can see where it starts. So if you're someone who's self-conscious, it's probably not the set for you because it's going to show everything. Even myself, I feel like I'll probably wear this in a private pool, or if I have a villa or something like that. Like, I'm not saying that's my lifestyle, but that's the kind of thing I would wear to, rather than wearing it on a public beach or in a public pool where everybody can see, because it shows a lot, and if you're obviously uncomfortable, not the one. The next one I got was actually like a one piece or whatever you want to call it, and this was called the Never Been Better swimsuit. This one was quite interesting and I actually really liked it. It's one of my favorite ones. This lovely blue, it's like a royal blue and black with the neon. So this one is quite interesting because if you can see that neon in the middle kind of goes like as an S, I feel like that basically creates more of a silhouette when you're wearing it, so it kind of makes you look like you have a smaller waist, because it's serving as all of these distractions and it's giving dimension to your body. It's really nice. This middle bit is like mesh, so when you wear it, it's almost like, I guess it's supposed to give the effect of wearing a bikini, but obviously the mesh detail is just kind of to cover you up if you're feeling like you want to be more covered up. The back of this also has the S detail of the neon piping. This fit really well even at the back. I was actually able to turn around and show you guys because I felt like it covered a lot more. The only downside I will say is I feel like this mesh is quite, not cheap, but like the quality isn't the best. I didn't expect it to be that weak. But I really like this regardless. I felt like this was really nice, and again I like the contrast of the blue and the neon green and black against my skin. I felt like that looked really nice. As you can see, this is obviously one arm. It still offered really good support despite the fact that I have big boobs, so that was also like a huge plus for me, because some things that are one arm that don't offer support will have your boobs looking saggy or lopsided depending on which side has the arm. So this next set is actually my favorite. This is called the Lovelies bikini. And basically it's like this abstract print with a lot of like orange, green, blue, pink, purple, and I just felt like it was so pretty. The bottoms fit like a thong, as you guys will see from the try-on, and they have this mesh detail in the front. I felt like that was really nice. On the back they also have like the mesh over there, but when you're wearing it, it just looks like regular piping. You can't really tell that it's mesh unless you're like really up close. This set actually fit really well. Like, despite my fluff and chunk, I felt like this one actually fit the best. The bikini top is also one arm, like the one arm swimsuit I just showed you guys, and I really liked it. I felt like this one could have had a little bit more support than it did. It didn't have as much support as the other like swimsuit, so that was kind of like a downside, but it still fit really nice. It's not like I was getting that much lopsidedness, but I just felt like I can't really jump or be as secure. I feel like it's something I'll keep like making sure everything is in place. It's got this mesh detail on the side like this, as you guys can see, and also in the front, like on this like arm to neckline kind of region. I think this is just really pretty. there's not much I could say. I was really happy with the fit of this as well. So the last set that I got is called the Hooked On Me bikini, and this is also in neon green. So these bottoms were designed really similar to the last one I showed you guys, except these were like I don't know if I want to say like French cuts, like really high up, like this. But when you wear it, it still ends up like looking quite thongish. I don't know, I guess it's just a sizing thing, or maybe it's just my behind that's just big like that. But like, yeah, it has this mesh detail in the front as well as the back. These bottoms I actually felt like fit really nice. Like, I know it's not supposed to be as thongy as it ended up looking, but I still felt like, okay, I don't know if you guys have ever tried like bikini bottoms that are too small and then your bum kind of swallows them, but then it starts to like fold and then it looks really weird. I wasn't really getting those vibes from these, and that's why I really liked it. The matching top is this long sleeve like bikini top. The sleeves have this mesh detail, fully mesh on both sides. The top had the same thing that I think it was the first bikini had, where it doesn't have that much support, and even though my boobs are quite big, I do have to adjust it and keep pulling it down, and that's obviously like annoying. I feel like if I had sized up, the same thing would have happened, where it probably wouldn't have been as tight, but then it definitely was going to give far worse support, and then where would we go from there? But the design itself I actually really like, as well as the color. As you guys have noticed, I picked up a lot of neon green stuff, and I just thought it was nice. It's just a pity that the top doesn't have enough support, I would say. I mean, it fit much better than the very first long sleeve or quarter sleeve bikini top I showed you guys, but generally I just felt like support wise there could have been a lot more done, because this is one of those you just have to wear and look cute, don't get too active. But y'all guys, up until the end of this try on haul, I really hope you liked it. If you're watching till this point, thank you so much for staying until the end. My general review of ICYMI is that the stuff is really good, but I just find it annoying that some things in the large fit, some things don't. I think the main issue I had, which is something I feel like I faced with every place that sells bikinis, as long as I'm unable to choose separate tops and bottoms, things just don't fit consistently. I don't think I can entirely blame that on ICYMI. Just do wish that their tops offered more support. Like, even if your boobs are smaller, everybody wants really good support. In terms of their bottoms as well, I feel like they don't really fit. And this is weird because all of these things are obviously picked having looked at the sizing guide, so I don't really know what went wrong, and I physically measured myself with a tape measure, and yet it still didn't fit, so that was weird. On their website they also do state that their materials have a lot of stretch, so be careful, but I also feel like that was misleading, because in my head I looked at the size guide, but sometimes I will size up if I feel like the material may be tight, but then they specifically said that this stuff has a lot of stretch, so be careful when choosing your items. So I feel like if I had just kind of followed the way I normally pick things, I may have actually ended up picking things in the right sizes. Other than that, I do feel like if you aren't heavy chested or big chested, the things will fit really nice. If you have a big bum as well, I'll just be slightly cautious, especially with things that are meant to have like full briefs. If they're not the thong ones, just be sure and just double check, triple check, measure yourself, and maybe add an extra centimeter or two. And if it's still within the large range or the medium range or whatever, then stick to that. If it's kind of like on the fence, maybe just size up just to be safe. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and until next time guys, bye.